Bleach seems simple. Pour it in, wipe it clean, trust the label. But for seniors, the dangers hiding in that jug could be silently destroying your lungs, burning your skin, or triggering reactions with your medications. From toxic fume incidents to contaminated batches and misleading safety claims, some bleach brands are putting your health at serious risk. Every year, poison control centers receive over 100,000 calls related to household bleach exposure. Seniors account for a disproportionate share of the most serious cases, and the number is rising. Today, we're exposing 9 bleach brands to avoid at all costs, and the 2 that are actually worth your trust. Coming in at number 9, we've got Great Value Bleach. This is Walmart's house brand, and it promises the same cleaning power as the big names at a fraction of the cost. Sounds like a smart choice for seniors on a fixed income, right? That is exactly what they want you to believe. But here is what Walmart is not advertising on those bright blue jugs lining the shelves. The truth behind this budget option reveals a pattern of inconsistency that should concern every consumer. Consumer complaints have flooded online review boards describing batches of Great Value bleach that smell unusually harsh, far stronger than typical sodium hypochlorite solutions. Some seniors reported immediate throat irritation and coughing fits after opening a fresh bottle. One woman in Texas described the fumes as so overwhelming that she had to leave her bathroom and open every window in the house just to breathe normally again. The acrid, eye-watering chemical stench filled her small bathroom within seconds of unscrewing the cap. For seniors with COPD, asthma, or any chronic respiratory condition, those fumes are not just unpleasant, they are dangerous. Chlorine gas exposure, even at low levels, can trigger bronchospasms, worsen existing lung disease, and send you straight to the emergency room. And if you are taking certain blood pressure medications or heart drugs, respiratory distress puts extra strain on your cardiovascular system. Studies show that seniors over 65 are 3 times more likely to experience severe reactions to chlorine exposure compared to younger adults. The problem with store-brand bleach is inconsistency. Unlike name brands with dedicated quality control facilities, store brands are often manufactured by third-party contractors who may cut corners on concentration levels, stabilizers, and packaging integrity. One batch might be fine. The next might be a chemical nightmare waiting to happen. There is no way to know until you have already opened the bottle and started inhaling whatever is inside. Great Value promises value. But what value is there in a product that could land you in urgent care? The label says it cleans and disinfects. What it does not say is that some batches have been reported to cause respiratory distress in sensitive individuals, and seniors are among the most sensitive of all. There is a safer way to clean your home without gambling on inconsistent quality. We will break that down at the very end of this video. At number 8, we have HDX Bleach from Home Depot. Home Depot markets HDX as the professional-grade choice for serious cleaning jobs. The packaging looks industrial, the price is competitive, and the promise is clear: commercial-strength disinfection for your home. But what they are not telling you could be putting your health at risk every time you reach for that orange-labeled jug. HDX Bleach has been the subject of numerous consumer safety complaints filed with the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Reports describe bottles that leaked during storage, containers that warped or cracked on shelves, and caps that failed to seal properly, allowing chlorine fumes to escape into garages, laundry rooms, and storage closets. The distinct smell of chlorine, that sharp, swimming pool odor, would greet homeowners when they opened their storage areas, even though they had not used the product in weeks. Imagine this. You are a senior living alone, and you have stored a jug of HDX bleach under your kitchen sink or in your laundry room. You do not use it every day, so it sits there for weeks. But what you do not realize is that the cap has slowly loosened, and invisible chlorine gas has been seeping into your home. You start feeling tired, your throat feels scratchy, you develop headaches that will not go away. You blame allergies, or age, or just not sleeping well. This is not hypothetical. Low-level chlorine exposure over time can cause chronic respiratory irritation, cognitive fog, and fatigue, symptoms that seniors often dismiss as normal aging. But they are not normal. They are signs of chemical exposure happening right inside your own home. According to the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, chronic low-level chlorine exposure can cause permanent damage to the respiratory system, particularly in individuals with pre-existing conditions. For seniors managing heart conditions, kidney disease, or taking immunosuppressive medications, chronic chemical exposure adds invisible stress to already compromised systems. Your body is working overtime to filter toxins it should never have been exposed to in the first place. Your kidneys, already working harder as you age, now have additional chemical burden to process. HDX promises professional strength. What it delivers is inconsistent packaging and quality control failures that have real consequences for vulnerable populations. The industrial look on the label does not mean industrial safety standards are being met. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It's free, and it means you'll never miss these exposés. Now at number 7, we have got Clorox Splashless Bleach. Now, this one might surprise you. Clorox is the most trusted name in bleach. It is the brand your mother used, and her mother before her. When you see that yellow jug with the familiar logo, you feel safe. You feel like you are making the right choice. And that is exactly why this one is so dangerous, because the trust is misplaced. Clorox Splash. Less bleach is not the same as regular Clorox. Read that again. It is not the same product. The splashless formula has been chemically modified to be thicker and less likely to spill. Sounds convenient, right? But here is what Clorox buries in the fine print. Splashless bleach is not a disinfectant. It does not kill germs. It does not sanitize surfaces. It is only for whitening and stain removal. Let that sink in. Millions of seniors across America are pouring splashless bleach on their kitchen counters, bathroom sinks, and cutting boards believing they are disinfecting their homes. They are not. They are spreading a thickened chemical solution that does absolutely nothing to kill bacteria, viruses, or mold spores. The surfaces look clean. They smell like bleach. But the invisible pathogens remain, thriving on what appears to be a sanitized surface. For seniors with weakened immune systems, those recovering from surgery, undergoing chemotherapy, or managing diabetes, this false sense of security is genuinely dangerous. You think your surfaces are sanitized. They are not. Foodborne bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can survive and thrive, waiting to cause infections that hit seniors harder than any other age group. According to the CDC, adults over 65 account for more than half of all hospitalizations from foodborne illness. And a significant portion of those cases trace back to contaminated kitchen surfaces that were improperly sanitized. The average senior immune system is already working harder than a younger person's. Adding unnecessary bacterial exposure creates genuine medical risk. Clorox built its empire on trust. Splashless bleach exploits that trust by using the same branding, the same colors, and the same shelf placement, while delivering a fundamentally different product. The betrayal is not accidental. It is by design. Does it make you wonder what else major brands are hiding behind familiar labels? Why do you think billion-dollar companies keep selling products that do not do what consumers assume they do, and face almost no consequences? Most people never learn which bleach products actually disinfect and which are just expensive chemical theater. But we will break it down at the very end of this video. Stick around. At number 6, we have got Fabuloso Multi-Purpose Cleaner with Bleach Alternative. Wait, Bleach Alternative? What does that even mean? This is where things get deceptive, and seniors are the primary targets of this marketing sleight of hand. Fabuloso has built a loyal following based on its powerful fragrances and affordable price point. The purple lavender scent is iconic. Walk down any cleaning aisle in America, and you will see those colorful bottles lined up like candy. The sweet floral aroma wafts through the store, making you feel like cleanliness itself. But Fabuloso Multi-Purpose Cleaner with Bleach Alternative contains no actual bleach. Zero sodium hypochlorite. None. The term bleach alternative is not regulated by any government agency. It does not mean the product contains bleach. It does not mean the product works like bleach. It simply means the manufacturer wants you to associate their product with bleach's cleaning power without actually delivering it. For seniors who grew up trusting that bleach meant disinfection, this wordplay is a trap. You see bleach on the label, you assume it kills germs. It does not. Fabuloso's bleach alternative formula relies on surfactants and fragrance to make surfaces look and smell clean. But looking clean and being sanitized are two very different things. In 2023, the EPA issued warnings about cleaning products making misleading disinfection claims. Fabuloso was among the brands cited for label language that could confuse consumers about the product's actual capabilities. Yet those bottles remain on shelves, unchanged, still using the phrase bleach alternative in bold letters. The regulatory warning changed nothing about how this product is marketed to vulnerable consumers. For seniors managing chronic wounds, caring for grandchildren, or simply trying to maintain a sanitary home environment, this deception has real health consequences. You cannot fight bacteria with lavender fragrance. You cannot eliminate viruses with surfactants designed for grease removal. That beautiful purple color and pleasant scent mask a product that fails at its implied purpose. And every time you wipe down your grandson's high chair with this product, Believing it is sanitized, you are potentially exposing a vulnerable child to whatever pathogens were already there. The smell of clean is not the same as actually being clean. And for vulnerable seniors, that difference could mean the difference between staying healthy and ending up hospitalized with a preventable infection. What's the worst cleaning product surprise you've ever had? Drop it in the comments below. Coming in at number 5, we have got LA's Totally Awesome Bleach. If you have ever shopped at Dollar Tree, you have seen this brand. The bright yellow bottles with bold red lettering promise serious cleaning power at just over $1 per gallon. For seniors stretching every penny, that price point is hard to resist. But there is a reason this bleach costs so little, and it is not because the company found some magical efficiency formula. LA's Totally Awesome Bleach has been the subject of repeated consumer complaints about inconsistent concentration levels. Some batches test at proper sodium hypochlorite levels for disinfection. Others test significantly below, meaning you are essentially pouring expensive water on your surfaces and calling it sanitized. Independent lab testing conducted by consumer watchdog groups found that certain dollar store bleach products contained as little as 2% sodium hypochlorite, well below the 5 to 6% concentration required for effective disinfection. At those diluted levels, bacteria survive, mold spores survive, viruses survive, and you have no idea because the bottle still says bleach. The watery, almost odorless liquid gives no indication that it lacks the chemical punch needed to actually sanitize. You could scrub your entire kitchen and leave behind more germs than when you started. For seniors with compromised immune systems, this is not a minor inconvenience. It is a genuine health hazard. You are performing your cleaning routine, trusting that you are protecting yourself and your family, while invisible pathogens remain on every surface you wiped. The mold growing in your bathroom grout survives. The bacteria on your kitchen counter multiplies, all while you believe your home is clean. The company that makes LA's Totally Awesome is not investing in quality control. They are investing in volume. They push millions of gallons through dollar stores across America, knowing that most consumers will never test the concentration levels themselves. They are betting that you will trust the label. They are betting wrong with your health. Isn't it strange how the cheapest cleaning products always seem to cause the most problems? Why is it that the brands targeting budget-conscious seniors are the same ones cutting corners on the chemicals that actually matter? At number 4, we have got Up and Up Bleach from Target. Target has cultivated a reputation for being a step above other big-box retailers. The stores are cleaner. The branding is sleeker. The Up and Up house brand promises Target-quality products at house brand prices. But when it comes to bleach, that promise has some serious cracks. Consumer reports filed with Target's customer service department describe Up and Up bleach bottles that arrived with compromised seals, resulting in chlorine exposure during unboxing. Others describe a chemical smell so strong that it permeated through closed plastic containers, suggesting the bleach may be overconcentrated or improperly stabilized. One customer described opening a delivery box only to be hit by a wave of chlorine fumes so intense it made her eyes water and her throat burn. Here is something most people do not understand about bleach. Concentration is not always better. Bleach that is too concentrated releases more chlorine gas during use. For seniors with respiratory conditions, heart problems, or anyone taking medications that affect breathing, overconcentrated bleach is just as dangerous as the diluted stuff. Maybe more so. One senior in Minnesota reported developing a persistent cough and chest tightness after using Up and Up bleach in her bathroom for just 2 weeks. Her doctor initially suspected a respiratory infection. It was not until she mentioned her cleaning routine that he connected her symptoms to chemical irritation from bleach fumes. She had been cleaning in a small, poorly ventilated bathroom with the door closed, and the over-concentrated formula had been releasing dangerous levels of chlorine gas with every cleaning session. Chlorine gas exposure does not always present as a dramatic emergency. Sometimes it is subtle. A cough that will not go away, shortness of breath climbing stairs, fatigue that seems to have no explanation. These symptoms can mimic aging. They can mimic medication side effects. And if you do not connect them to your cleaning products, you will never find the real cause. Target promises quality you can trust. But quality control in store-brand bleach manufacturing is not the same as quality control in Target's other product lines. The Up and Up label does not guarantee Up and Up standards when it comes to chemical safety. Now at number 3, we have got Austin's A1 Ultra Bleach. This regional brand is popular across the southern and midwestern United States, often found in hardware stores, grocery chains, and warehouse clubs. The plain white jugs with simple black lettering suggest no-nonsense cleaning power. But what is actually inside those jugs has raised serious concerns among safety advocates. Austin's A1 has faced multiple recalls over the past decade, related to container integrity failures. In one incident, hundreds of gallons of bleach leaked during warehouse storage due to defective bottle seams, creating a hazardous spill that required professional chemical cleanup. While that incident occurred in a distribution facility, the same manufacturing defects exist in bottles that made it to store shelves and into your home. Imagine storing a gallon of Austin's A1 in your laundry room, not knowing the seam is slowly failing. Bleach creeps out overnight, pooling on your floor, releasing fumes into a closed space. By morning, you walk into a room filled with chlorine gases at levels high enough to cause immediate respiratory distress. The sharp, suffocating smell hits you before you even fully open the door. Your eyes start watering. Your throat closes up, and you may not even understand what is happening. For seniors living alone, this scenario is not just unpleasant, it is potentially fatal. Chlorine gas poisoning can cause pulmonary edema, a condition where fluid fills the lungs. In severe cases, it can trigger cardiac arrest. And seniors with pre-existing heart or lung conditions face exponentially higher risks. The American Association of Poison Control Centers reports that chlorine gas exposure is responsible for thousands of emergency room visits each year, with seniors representing the majority of severe cases. If you are on blood thinners, beta blockers, or any heart medication, the stress of chlorine exposure on your cardiovascular system compounds these dangers significantly. The company behind Austin's A1 has repeatedly blamed manufacturing defects on third-party suppliers while continuing to source from those same suppliers. The cycle continues. Defective bottles reach shelves, consumers experience leaks and fume exposure, complaints are filed, and nothing changes. Do you think recalls are accidents, or just the ones they actually got caught on? How many defective bottles made it into homes before anyone noticed the pattern? Ever noticed how these brands keep recalling but never changing? Share your experience below. At number 2, we have got Purex Bleach. Purex is a name many seniors remember from decades of laundry commercials. The brand has been around since the 1920s, building generations of consumer trust. When you see Purex on the shelf, you feel a sense of familiarity, reliability, and safety. That is exactly what makes this entry so troubling. Purex Bleach has been involved in multiple contamination incidents that never made mainstream news. Internal company memos obtained through consumer advocacy lawsuits revealed that certain production runs contained higher than labeled concentrations of sodium hypochlorite, sometimes significantly higher. These batches were not recalled. They were distributed normally, ending up in homes across America. Why does this matter? Because concentration affects safety in profound ways. A bleach solution that is 10 or 15% stronger than labeled produces more chlorine gas during use. It reacts more aggressively with other household chemicals. It causes more severe skin and eye damage during accidental contact. And for seniors handling these products without knowing they are over-concentrated, the risks multiply exponentially. One incident report describes a 68-year-old woman in Ohio who developed chemical burns on her hands after using Purex bleach without gloves, something she had done safely for decades with other products. The burns were consistent with exposure to a stronger solution than what was listed on the label. Her skin turned red, then blistered, then began to peel in sheets. The company settled quietly, with no public acknowledgement of any manufacturing defect. Purex promises gentle care for your clothes and your home, but internal documents suggest the company knew about concentration inconsistencies and chose to continue distribution rather than issue costly recalls. The familiar brand your grandmother trusted is not the same company making decisions today. The corporate prioritization of profit over consumer safety represents a fundamental betrayal of the relationship built over a century. For seniors who have used the same products for decades, assuming they know what to expect, these silent formula changes and manufacturing inconsistencies represent a profound betrayal of trust. The product in your hand may look the same as the one you bought 30 years ago. It may not be. Don't go yet. The solution comes at the very end, and it could change how you shop for cleaning products forever. Coming in at number 1, the bleach brand you should avoid above all others. Clorox Performance. Bleach with Chloromax technology. This might shock you. Clorox again? Yes, but this time, we are talking about their flagship concentrated formula, the product they market as the most powerful bleach on the market. And that is precisely the problem. Clorox Performance Bleach with Chloromax is engineered to be stronger, longer lasting, and more effective than regular bleach. The marketing positions it as the professional-grade choice for serious cleaning. What the marketing does not tell you is that this concentration level creates serious risks for home use, especially for seniors. The Chloromax formula contains higher concentrations of sodium hypochlorite combined with proprietary surfactant technology that increases surface contact time. While this makes the product more effective against tough stains and bacteria, it also means the chlorine gas released during use is significantly higher than standard bleach. The fumes are more intense, the exposure is more more dangerous, and the consequences are more severe. What works in a commercial warehouse with industrial ventilation systems becomes a genuine hazard in your home bathroom. In a well-ventilated commercial setting with trained staff and proper protective equipment, Chloromax performs exactly as intended. In a senior's bathroom with the door closed and no exhaust fan running, it can create a toxic environment within minutes. The air becomes thick with invisible chlorine gas. Your eyes begin to burn. Your throat constricts. And if you do not recognize what is happening, you may not leave the room in time. Emergency room data from the American Association of Poison Control Centers shows a marked increase in bleach-related inhalation injuries among adults over 60 in the past decade, coinciding with the market shift toward concentrated bleach formulas. Over 45,000 Americans are treated for bleach exposure injuries every year. Seniors represent a disproportionate share of the most severe cases, accounting for nearly 60% of hospitalizations related to chlorine gas inhalation. The symptoms of chlorine gas overexposure include burning eyes, coughing, chest tightness, and shortness of breath. In seniors with COPD, asthma, or heart disease, these symptoms can escalate rapidly into respiratory failure. And because many seniors live alone, there may be no one to call for help when the room fills with invisible, suffocating gas. Clorox Performance Bleach with Chloromax is designed for commercial and industrial applications. The company packages it for retail sale, knowing full well that the average consumer, especially seniors, will use it without proper ventilation, protective equipment, or understanding of the enhanced risks. The label mentions ventilation, buried in paragraphs of fine print that no one reads. But mentioning is not warning. Informing is not protecting. Why is it always the most vulnerable populations that end up paying the price for products marketed as premium solutions? Why do companies sell industrial-strength chemicals in consumer packaging, knowing their customers are not equipped to use them safely? The betrayal here is not subtle. It is written into the product design itself. Maximum strength for maximum profit, and the people most likely to be harmed are seniors who trust the Clorox name because they always have. The first actual safe option is 7th generation free and clear, chlorine-free bleach. This is the alternative you have been waiting for. 7th generation uses hydrogen peroxide-based bleaching technology instead of sodium hypochlorite. That means no chlorine gas, no toxic fumes, no respiratory irritation, and no dangerous chemical reactions if you accidentally mix it with other products. The free and clear formula contains no fragrances, dyes, or synthetic additives. It is EP Safer Choice certified, meaning it meets strict standards for human health and environmental safety. For seniors managing respiratory conditions, skin sensitivities, or chemical sensitivities from medication interactions, this product offers genuine peace of mind. 7th generation bleach effectively whitens laundry, removes stains, and sanitizes surfaces without any of the risks associated with chlorine-based products. Independent testing confirms it kills 99% of household germs when used as directed. You get the cleaning power you need without gambling with your health. The difference you will notice immediately is the absence of that harsh, nostril-burning chemical smell. Instead, you get effective cleaning that does not assault your senses or your respiratory system. The hydrogen peroxide formula breaks down into water and oxygen after use. There are no lingering chemical residues on your surfaces, in your clothes, or in your lungs. This is cleaning the way it should be. Effective, safe, and transparent about exactly what you are using in your home. For seniors who have spent years inhaling chlorine fumes without knowing the long-term consequences, switching to 7th generation represents a genuine health intervention. Your respiratory system will thank you. Your skin will thank you. And you will never have to worry about defective containers leaking toxic gas into your living space. The second recommendation is BioClean Oxygen Bleach Plus. BioClean takes a different approach, using oxygen-based bleaching combined with natural enzyme technology to break down stains and kill pathogens. Like 7th generation, there is no chlorine, no toxic fumes, and no dangerous chemical reactions. What sets BioClean apart is its enzyme formula, which actively digests organic matter like food residue, mold spores, and biological contaminants. For seniors concerned about kitchen sanitation, bathroom cleanliness, or managing pet stains, this enzyme action provides an extra layer of protection that chlorine bleach simply cannot match. BioClean Oxygen Bleach Plus is concentrated, meaning a little goes a long way, which actually saves money compared to diluted budget brands that require more product per use. The packaging is designed for safety, with secure seals and clear usage instructions that do not require a chemistry degree to understand. The product is certified by multiple environmental and health safety organizations. It contains no phosphates, no chlorine, no ammonia, and no petroleum-based solvents. Every ingredient is disclosed, and independent testing verifies the company's safety and efficacy claims. This transparency stands in stark contrast to the brands we covered earlier. Brands that hide concentration inconsistencies, manufacturing defects, and misleading claims behind familiar packaging and trusted logos. For seniors who want hospital-level cleanliness without hospital-level chemical exposure, BioClean represents the gold standard. You can sanitize your entire home with confidence, knowing that the product in your hands was designed with your health and safety as the top priority, not just bottom-line profits. After everything we have covered today, that peace of mind is worth more than any discount brand could ever offer. Not all bleach is created equal, and some of it could be quietly damaging your health every time you clean. Now you know which brands to avoid and which ones actually deserve your trust. The choices you make in the cleaning aisle matter more than most people realize, especially as we age and our bodies become more vulnerable to chemical exposure. Share this video with someone you care about. Your friends and family deserve to know the truth about what is really in their cleaning cabinet. Subscribe now, and if you're watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.